Hey guys, it's Paco, and welcome back to Bad Witch Books. Hey guys, today is the end of June. Pride Month has come, and it is over. And it went by quick. We are already at the second half of the year, which is freaking wild to me. And I don't know how we got here. We will be getting a mid-year freakout tag very soon, but today we are planning our reads for July. So let's get to it, shall we? Let's get okay. So July, we kind of have a theme for July. We are going for summery reads. We're going to the beach. Let's go get away. We're going for like beach, sand, ocean vibes is kind of the vibe I've given us. I do have some books that aren't that vibe, but most of the books are that vibe. So, completely by luck, one of the books that is that vibe is the book club pick for, not my book club, because I'm skipping this month. I'm not doing a book club pick for this month because I have not been in a mood to read middle grade, and so I told my club we are not reading a middle grade book this month. I just mentally am not checking out. I'm actually only doing this book club pick this month because I just kind of need to comment on the book clubs for a minute to mentally breathe. So, but for the book club we are reading Dragon Fruit by Makia Lucier, I believe. This is a Polynesian-inspired fantasy. Hanalea of Tamariri is the cherished daughter of an old island family, but when her father steals a sea dragon egg meant for an ailing princess, she is forced into a life of exile. In the years that follow, Hanalea finds solace in studying the majestic sea dragons that roam the Nomoni Sea, until one day an encounter with the female dragon offers her what she desires most, a chance to return home and right a terrible wrong. I'm not going to say his name, I'll fuck it up. Sam is the last remaining prince of the Tamariri, but he can never inherit the throne, for the Tamarid is a matriarch society. With his mother ill and his grandmother nearing the end of her reign, Sam is left with two choices: to marry or to find a cure for her sickness that has plagued his mother for 10 long years. When a childhood companion returns from exile, she brings with her something he has not felt in a very long time: hope. Both Hamili and Sam are not the only ones searching for the dragon fruit, and as they battle enemies both near and far, there is another danger they cannot escape, that of the dragon fruit itself. I'm very excited to read this. I am deeply lacking in reading Polynesian and Pacific Islander-inspired stories by those type of authors, and so I'm very glad that my book club chose to read this, my IRL book club. But yeah. So the next book I have, we are actually going to pull a name for Witchy Picks, so let's send that pop to it. And completely deleted the clip of me pulling the witchy name for April. Not for April, for July. So this is just me reenacting it. Shake, shake, shake. Oh my god, it's Once and Future Witches. Oh. So that clip, which you should have seen, the name pooled was Once and Future Witches. If you did not know, I do a witch pick every month. I pull a name from a tin, and the name pooled for July was Once and Future Witches. Now, you guys noticed that June, I did not do a vlog like I usually do. That is because I DNF'd Black Candle Woman. It wasn't bad, but legit, it had been a week, and I only read 66 pages. I was not mentally getting able to engulf myself in it, and so I had to DNF it, or I wasn't going to be reading anything else this month in June. So I had to put it on the back burner. I will eventually maybe get to it, but there just won't be a vlog for that month, and I will come up with punishment for it. But we are reading Once and Future Month, which is this month by Alex E. Haro. This is the book that I've been on my radar forever that I haven't gone to, so I'm glad I put it on this list, and I'm glad to read it. So, in the 1893, there's no such thing as witches. There used to be, in the wild, dark days before the burnings began. But now, witching is nothing but tidy charms and nursery rhymes. If the modern woman wants any measure of power, she might find it at the ballot box. But when the Eastwood sisters, James, Juniper, Agnes, Armantha, and Beatrice Belladonna, joined the suffragists of New Salem, they began to pursue the forgotten world and ways that might turn women's motives into witches' movements. Stalked by shadows and sickness, hunted by forces that will not suffer a witch to vote, and perhaps not even to live. The sisters will need to develop into the oldest magics, draw new alliances, and heal the bond between them if they are to survive. There is no such thing as witches, but there will be. I am extremely intrigued in this book. This has been on my radar forever that I hadn't read, so I am just very excited to get to it. And there will be a vlog for this. Okay, so the next book I am reading this month is actually going to be a reread, because I am going to be rereading The TBR Trials by Aidan Thomas. This is my favorite author. I loved this book when I read it 2 years ago when it first came out. But the sequel for Celestial Monsters is coming out soon, and I have them ARC. But before I can get to that, I want to reread the TBR Trials. So I will be rereading that. But this book follows Theo, as Theo is the son of the deist of birds, Quetzal. And every couple years, all the semi-diesels, so demigods, are forced to do this competition or be chosen to see who's going to do this competition, and usually it's the gold class. Theo himself is a jade, but he is unfortunately chosen this year, and he has to compete to bring back the sun. But I loved book one. I love this book. I'm very excited to reread it, and I might tab it up. So the next book on this list is The Daughters of Izidahar by Harrier Isobel. I'm butchering that name. Let me be struck by lightning. So, as a water weaver, Nael can move and shape any water to her will, but she's limited by her lack of formal education. She desires nothing more than to attend the newly opened Weaving Academy, taking complete control of her power, and pursue a glorious future on the battlefield with the first all-female military regime. But her family cannot afford to let her go. Crushing under her father's gambling debt, Nasil is forced into marriage a wealthy merchant family. Her new spouse, Nico, is indifferent and distant and in love with another woman, a bookseller named Georgina. Georgina has her own secrets, however. She is an earth weaver with dangerously uncontrollable powers. She has no money and no prospects. Her only solace comes from her activities with the Daughters of Izihar, a radical women's rights group at the forefront of the movement with a simple goal: for women have to say in their own lives. They live very different lives and come from very different means, yet these two have more in common than they think. The cause and Nico bring them into each other's orbit, drawn in by the group's enigmatic leader, Mahal Mahoud, and the urge to do what is right. But when their problem may seem small in the borders context of their world, a tension as rising with neighbors, nation, and a desire to end to weaving and weavers. As Niso and Georgina fight for their rights, a threat of war looms in the background, and the two women find themselves struggling to earn and keep lasting freedom. Very excited to get this. Christine from Live at my library got this for my birthday, so I'm very happy to be reading another birthday pick. Sorry, this has got issues. The next book I have is Lore of the Wilds. I will be buddy reading this with Helen. We both got this book. This seemed right up our alleys, and we would love a cute little buddy read in July. So, a stunning romantasy debut about an enchanted library, two handsome fae, and one human who brings them all together. In the land ruled by the ruthless fae, 21-year-old Lore Athmulios village is trapped in a forested prison. Lore knew that any escape attempt is futile. Her scars are a testament to her past failures. But when her village is threatened, Lore makes a desperate deal with a Fae Lord. She convinces him that she will risk her life for wealth, but really she's after the one thing the Fae covered above all: magic of her own. As Lore navigates the hostile world outside, she is forced to rely on two Fae males to survive. When undeniable chemistry ignites, she is not just in danger of losing her life, but her heart to the very creatures she could never trust. Very excited to this. This book's been on my radar forever. It's gorgeous cover, and I just am very intrigued in this series, in this book, so I'll be reading that next month. So the next book is for me and Jen from Genderqueer's debut-a-thon. If you do not know, we are doing a debut-a-thon where we have a bunch of debut books by authors, and we read their books, and we have lives. We had the live on Jen's channel for These Wicked Gods, I believe is the title of it. And then on my channel, we had So Let Them Burn. So the live will be in July on my channel for the next book, The Poisons We Drink by Bethany Baptiste. Gorgeous. I love the pink. Love potions are a dangerous business. Brewing has painful, debilitating side effects, and getting caught means death or a prison sentence. But when Venus is not most afraid of is the dark, sentient magic within her. When an enemy iron bullet kills her mother, Venus' life implodes. Keeping her reckless little sister Jonas safe is now her responsibility. When the powerful Grand Witcher, the ruthless head of her coven, offers Venus the chance to punish her mother's killer, she has to pay the steep price of revenge. The cost? Brew poisonous potions to enslave DC's most influential politicians in order to pass legislation that will protect witchers for years to come. As Venus crawls deeper into the corrupt underbelly of her city, the line between magic and power blurs, and it's hard to tell who to trust, herself included. I am very excited to read this. Witches, Science Say Less, like, political. Let's see where this goes. I mean, I've heard nothing but great things. So the next book is one of my most anticipated reads of last year that I never got to, and that is The Adventures of Almina Al-Sarafi by Samantha Shannon. You know I love the David Bott trilogy. One of my top 5 trilogies of all time. Ali, My Precious Baby Boy, love you. So I'm very excited to get into this. Pirates, like this, like we're seeing the vibe, right? Like we're getting very deserty, like ocean reads by most of our picks. So, Samantha Chakraborty, the best-selling author, we're not going to read that part. Amina Al-Sarafi should be content. After a storied and scandalous career as one of the Indian Ocean's most notorious pirate, she survived backstabbing rows, Vendrell merchant princes, several husbands, and one actual demon, to retire peacefully with her family to a life of piety, motherhood, and absolutely nothing that hints of the supernatural. But when she is tracked down by the obscenely wealthy mother of a former crewman, she is offered a job no bandit could refuse. Retrieve her comrade's kidnapped daughter for a kingly sum. The chance to have one last adventure with her crew, to do rightly by old friends and win a fortune that will secure her family's fortune forever. It seems like such an ordinary choice that it must be God's will. Yet the deeper Amina dives, the more it becomes alarmingly clear that there's more to this job and the girl's disappearance than she would let to believe. For there's always risk in wanting to become a legend, to seize one last chance at glory, to savor just a bit more power, and the price might be your very soul. I mean, sign me up. I mean, Samantha Shannon, Say Less. Like, I cannot wait to get to this. And now the last book I have on this list is The Spiced Road by Mila Ibn. This is a book from Fairy Loot I'd gotten, and that I'm also trying to knock out Fairy Loot books, so this fits the vibe as well. In the hidden desert city of Quaila, secret spice magic awakens the affinities of those who drink the Mastia tea. With her affinity for iron, 17-year-old Imoni can wield daggers like no other, and for that she has gained reputation as the next greatest shield, battling jinn, ghouls, and other monsters spreading across the sands. But ever since her brother was discovered stealing their nation's covered spice, a telltale sign of magical obsession, and disappearing into the deadly forbidden waste, Naomi's reputation has been in tatters. Despite Ashir's betrayal, there isn't a day that go by that she doesn't grieve him. Then Imani discovers signs her brother may be alive and spreading their nation's magic to outsiders. Desperate to find and to protect him, she joins the mission sent to hunt him down. Accompanied by Tatha, a powerful beast seer, who enthralls and enrages her in equal measure, Imani soon discovers that many secrets is beyond the forbidden Wadis and in her own heart. Caught between her duty and her nation and all her love for her brother, Imani must decide whether her loyalties lie before it is too late. So that sounds amazing. I love this desert fantasy vibe. Spice magic. I'm very intrigued to see it. Bad bitches with blades. Smells good. So that is what I'm reading in July. What are you guys reading? What do we have planned on the docket? What are we really excited for? I think besides Sun Bear Trials, because it's a reread, I'm super excited for Amina Al-Sarafi. I think is my most anticipated on this list. But like Lore of the Wilds is also up there. I'm excited for this vibe that I got going. I love a curated, vibey TBR when it fits a theme. A bitch loves a theme. So I will see you guys next time. Bye!